Today we are starting front-end development. Till now we learned terminal, Git, GitHub, branches, pull requests, and how developers manage code. But now the question is, how does this website actually appear on the screen? Before learning React or Next.js, every developer must understand three basic things: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML gives the structure, CSS gives the design, JavaScript gives the interaction. Today we will build a simple landing page manually using only these three files. No React, no Next.js, no framework. First we will understand the raw foundation, and after that I will explain why frameworks like React and Next.js exist. A front-end project usually has three main parts. First is HTML. HTML means hypertext markup language. It decides what will be present on the page. For example, a heading, a paragraph, a button, a section, a form. Second is CSS. CSS means cascading style sheets. It decides how the page looks. For example, color, spacing, font size, layout, button design, mobile responsiveness. Third is JavaScript. JavaScript decides how the page behaves. For example, when someone clicks a button, something should happen. When someone fills a form, data should be checked. When someone opens a menu, the menu should appear. So remember this simple line. HTML is the structure, CSS is the style, JavaScript is the behavior. Now let us build a simple landing page. So open cursor ID. Let's create a new folder, or we can simply create inside it. We can create three files. Index.html, style.css, and script.js. So inside the folder real engineering day 8, I have created the three files: index.html, style.css, and script.js. This is the most basic front-end project structure. Index.html is the main page, style.css will contain our design, script.js will contain our button interaction. Now let's write HTML. Open index.html and paste I will be pasting this code. You can write it down. So this is our HTML structure. At the top we have the head section. Inside the head we connect our CSS file. So this is our head section. Inside this we connect our CSS file by writing the name style.css. Then inside the body we have an app bar. A hero section. So this is the hero section. This complete main is the hero section. Then at the bottom we connect JavaScript using this script tag. And here we'll write our file name script.js. This line is very important. HTML alone can show the button, but JavaScript will make the button do something. Now let's open style.css. First let us save the code. Now let me copy this code into this. So now our page starts looking like a real landing page. We use CSS for spacing, colors, layout, button design, card design, and responsiveness. So let me explain this code. First, let me show the website. So this is the landing page. And if I remove the line, then it looks like this. So that is because I have removed the CSS part. With CSS, it looks better. So let us go through the CSS code style.css. So in this display flex, this helps us place content side by side. And this part at the red media. So this makes our page responsive for smaller screen. This is how raw CSS gives design to plain HTML. Now let's open script.js. And let's paste this code. Now we are using JavaScript. This line selects the button from the HTML. This line document.getElement by ID. And this line selects the empty message paragraph. GetElement by ID message. So this is ID. ID means here we are writing the ID. So this value and this value should be the same. Then we add a click event. So this is our add event listener. This means when someone clicks the button, run this function. Inside the function, we change the message text and the button text. So JavaScript is changing the page after the user interacts with it. This is called DOM manipulation. DOM means document object model. In simpler words, the browser converts HTML into a structure that JavaScript can read and change. Now let's open this in the browser after saving it. Now the landing page appears. Let us now click the button. So on clicking the button, the text appears. And the button text also changes you are interested. So this is a complete basic front-end project. HTML created the page, CSS designed the page, JavaScript added interaction. This is the foundation of every front-end framework. Even React and Next.js finally produce HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for the browser. Now let us understand why frameworks exist. This project is small, so raw HTML, CSS, and JavaScript feel simple. But imagine a real website with 100 pages, login system, dashboard, profile page, course cards, payment page, admin panel, dynamic data, API calls, forms, error messages. If we write everything manually, the code becomes difficult to manage. For example, suppose we need the same course card in 20 places. In raw HTML, we may copy and paste the same code again and again. But in React, we create one component and reuse it. Suppose button text depends on user login status. In raw JavaScript, we manually select elements and update them. But in React, we use state and the UI updates automatically. Suppose we need multiple pages. In raw HTML, we create many separate files manually. But in Next.js, routing and page structure becomes much easier. So frameworks exist because real projects need reusable components, better state management, cleaner file structure, routing, API integration, team-friendly code, better performance, easier maintenance. But never forget, frameworks are built on top of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. If your basics are weak, React will feel confusing. If your basics are strong, React becomes much easier. Now let us discuss some common beginner mistakes. So first mistake is, so this is our common beginner mistakes. First mistake is CSS file not connected properly. So check this line, this link line in the head. This must be there, and the name should be correctly written. Also, the index.html and style.css should lie in the same folder at the same level. Mistake number 2 is JavaScript file not connected properly. So you need to check this line at the bottom of the index.html, and this name should be correct. Also, this script.js and index.html should be in the same folder at the same level. Now, third mistake is the button ID in HTML and JavaScript must match. So as I had mentioned before also, that this button ID, message, and here ID equal to message. These two must be exactly the same. No spelling mistake should be there. If one letter is different, JavaScript will not find the button. Then mistake number 4 is putting the script in the wrong place. For beginners, keep the script tag just before the closing body tag. So here our body is closing and we have placed the script just after that, just before that. This ensures the HTML loads before JavaScript tries to select elements. So if HTML has not loaded and JavaScript tries to select the element, then the element will not be found. That's why we keep it at the bottommost position. Now your task for today. So create your own simple landing page using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. It can be for a course, a personal portfolio, a startup idea, a coaching class, a product, but your page must have these things. One navbar, one hero section, one button, one card or feature section, and one JavaScript interaction. After completing it, push the code to GitHub. So in the next video, we will start React and understand components and props. But remember, React will make sense only if you understand what HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are doing behind the scenes. That is all for today. Keep building one real skill every day.